esteemed luminaries amongst us, fantastic Principal Chetan, my good friend, brilliant boys and girls who are on the anvil of a new journey. My pleasure and honor to be addressing you for a short while. Yours is a long journey and you are yet to start. My journey is over. And therefore, in between the start and finish, a whole lot of things can go right and wrong. And Chetan sir has given me this opportunity to share with you things that can go right as well as wrong. I will quote from my personal experiences a little bit of these three terms that I intend to address. When my children went for jobs, I didn't say work hard, be sincere, be honest. No, I didn't say anything. I just said keep your mouth shut, because loose lips can sink ships. One wrong word out of your mouth, that's the end of your career. I was not now heading my department, the biggest in the medical hierarchy, the department of head and neck surgery. That's on the very top of the medical ladder. There are other subjects, but head and neck is the thing. 5 students, postgraduates come, and on day 1 of the orientation, I tell very clearly, one wrong word against me, my management, my faculty, my institution, my boss, one word out of your mouth, that's the end of your journey. You will not pass, because I absolutely hold the power of passing and failure. Why? Because loose lips sink ships, number 1. When my children were studying, my wife was into academic studies, this, that. I absolutely stayed away. Why? I only focused on one thing. And this perhaps you should too. From day 1 of your studies, I only focus on one thing. One English word a day. There are now so many sites available. Absolutely master one English word a day. Why? At the end of 7 days, 7 perfect English words you must have. My children were 3-year programs. About 3 years, they should be reasonably good in English. Why? Martin Friedman said, the world is flat. Martin Friedman said, the world is flat. The world is flat means all over they are coming to India to recruit people. Shortly, I believe it might come to a halt by Trump's policies. But when they come to us, 300 students went for a campus placement in a college, prestigious college. Only 10 were selected. So sad. Don't they also deserve a good future? Out of 300 students went for campus placement, 10 were selected based on how they scored. I went to these colleges during parent-teacher meeting. I said, you should have focused. You should have focused on how to talk, how to walk the talk, how to pronounce, how to deliver, syntax, voice, verbiage. Have you done anything of that? No. During an interview, when abroad people come here to recruit people, everybody has good knowledge, everybody is good, but they look at, because you are interacting with overseas clients, is your English good and can you communicate with others? Third, I should take it sportingly, Chetan, because I see many of the, not that I mean anyway, but then it's a little thing. I am an examiner, head and neck surgery. During my exam, either a postgraduate or an undergraduate, you have a beard, you have a fingernail, you have a thing. I will push you out of my exam hall. I said, go back to the hostel, have a haircut, clean, polish shoes, and all that. Then come in, because you're going to be a doctor. Here, you're going to be a professional. And I'll highlight the full form for doctor: dedication, obedience, culture, trust, honor, respect, intertwines to make you a good doctor. Patients don't expect doctor to be wearing a jeans or a t-shirt or a kids. No, you should be dignified and looking. When I conduct an interview for you and I find that your shoes looking like I'm sorry to say, but it looks as if you have come from Afghanistan, but of course it's a nice country now, or your nails look like as if you have acted in a Dracula movie. No, I will not draw. You have half shaved, one earring, or I will scrutinize your name. Have you posted anything awkward anywhere in social media, you are out of my interview. No way, I will not. So you should be dignified, look clean, presentable, and smell fresh. That's how you should be. You should, it became so pathetic in one particular department. How to the HOD, because he is something that I really looked up to him. What to do? He just said one thing: students should wear a tie. The moment he said that, you can't be wearing with an out shirt with a tie. You can't be coming in a chappal with a tie. So automatically shirt became inside, shoes became polished, and everything. So everything fell into place. So you should spend some time, at least some time, maybe one session we should have. Number one, on how presentable you look. Be clean shaved, nicely grown, manicured, polished shoes, and all that. Number two, did you do that today? I did that. And my word today was truculence. I pick a random English dictionary, open a word that I do not know, 1,000 times I will repeat. 1,000 times I will repeat. Even once have you done that in your, it's a 3-year program, 2 years here, 3 years, 3 years. Yeah, even once have you done that. Once, what did I do? Those days, the internet, during PUC days, when I go to the, I'll say, go to the temple and wear a mundu and like speak in a particular Malayali English, I don't know why it burnt in me, but in Kerala, Thrissur where I studied, it burnt in me. So morning 4 o'clock, I will open a small transistor, listen to what is called special English news. Today you can get it on internet. The English news is slowly read by a fantastic guy called Fuller, and he would read it such a way that it is meant for third world countries to learn English. I would listen to that, pick one word from that, write in a small book. Throughout the day I will practice perfect English. Why did I do that coming from Kerala? I don't know, but sometimes when it burns in you, it is God speaking to you in faint whispers that here is your destiny. Today my chairman, in any new batch, MBBS batch that starts, the first inaugural speech he asked me to give. I said, why? Because then I said, why? Then parents said, no. When they listen to you speaking, people will think they have come to Harvard or Stanford. Later, when they come to the mess, the story might be a little different. But you have to put in that effort. The other day, my co-professor, he said, do you know why you're so good? Because there's fire in your belly. There should be fire in your belly to really do it day and night. I used to read hundreds of novels, take one sentence, write in a book of sentences and master it. Take a book of paragraphs. Mankind cannot be expected after remaining decades. So many paragraphs, I will master it and repeat it endlessly. Later, now you ask me to write an article, 1 minute it will load. That's what Paul does. Sir, write an article, tough will come. It will happen to you too. I had a high-pitched feminine voice and my phone call rings. Then the voice and the, madam, can you give it to your husband? I want to talk to the telecallers. I come from the department of voice, looking at the laryngeal dynamics and realize that the voice can be manipulated and morphed into something which is deep and manly. A deep manly voice for a guy absolutely matters. Have you, in your 2 years, focused on your voice intonation? Because you will be eventually looking into business aspects. The Harvard Business Review says, he who has a deep pitched voice is offered a higher salary. Or a doctor, ನೋಡಿ ನಿಮಗೆ ತೊಂದರೆ ಉಂಟು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಒಂದು ಆಪರೇಷನ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಮತ್ತೆ ನೋಡ ದೆನ್ ದೇ ವಿಲ್ ಗೋ ಟು ಅನದರ್ ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ನೋಡಿ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಉಂಟು ಸರಿಯಾಗ್ತದೆ ಆಪರೇಷನ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಕೂಡ ಆಯ್ತು ಡಾಕ್ಟ್ರೆ ಡೇಟ್ ಕೊಡಿ ಸಿ ಹೌ ವಾಯ್ಸ್ ಅಬ್ಸಲ್ಯೂಟ್ಲಿ ಮ್ಯಾಟರ್ಸ್. You must put in that effort in fine-tuning your voice. What is the characteristic of voice? 3 characteristics. Number 1, the frequency, which is pitch. Number 2, the intensity, which is decibel. Number 3 is something which has no definition. That is called timbre. Have you put in some amount of effort in modifying so that the moment you start talking, the audience gasps and look at you, my God. My boss asked me, hey, sir, ನೀವು ಹೇಗೆ ಮಾತಾಡ್ತಾರೆ? ನನಗೆ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಹತ್ರ ಮಾತಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಸುಮಾರು ಎಷ್ಟು ಟೈಮ್ ಬೇಕು? I'm talking Kannada. I said, sir, not less than 10 years. You have no pain, no gain. Through the thorns to the stars. day and night you have to put in that effort. Only then you can be good. And being good, what does it mean? All of you on threshold, and so many distinguished luminaries have taken so many classes on such variety of topics. But be the best in a tiny area in the world. Look at my sentence. Be the best in a tiny area in the world. The world should come to you. The world should come to you. You should not be after passing, we go here, there, everywhere, LinkedIn, and try getting jobs. It is a tight schedule. The jobs are not easy. But you should evolve in such a way that the world should come to you. How can that come to you? Think, introspect, ruminate, and then the answer will come. I thought how many, I don't know, many, at least 4 or 5 maybe have undergone a tonsillectomy. I wondered why children have undergone tonsil, why some are healthy, why some are not. Then I said, let us do a study. To my amazement, I found for the first time in the world, tonsil children have recurrent tonsillitis because they are low in zinc. Did you know that? The world first woke up to that knowledge. The moment we found very clear. So what should we do? The moment I give zinc, tonsil disappear, adenoids disappear. Yesterday itself, I would have treated about half a dozen across India, across the world. People come from because America, it's a scalpel happy crowd. And consequently, the moment they see a potential surgical problem, immediately they say surgery. How many people come from America, Australia, Canada, Germany? Why? Because surgery is the rule. Here, how do you advertise? Of course, internet is something we have done, but I am a qualified system analyst and I realized a website does not have as much impact as your YouTube. Put it on a YouTube. Hundreds of people see my YouTube where, sir, notice how your children are improving. Then they come to me across the world. See, the world is flat. So be the best at some tiny area, the world will come to you. And beyond that point, you don't accept, I tell you, that you have a large mass in the nose. That's called a terminate. What should we do for a terminate? Nothing, and we have to cut it off. That's the thing, no. But yesterday a patient came, hello doctor, in Malayalam, any Malayalis, I'll come in Malayalam. Hello doctor, the doctor to go. And all that is we practice what is written in our textbook. That's all we can do, no? I mean, it's amazing. I never, yesterday it was unique because the doctor to go, operation. Then and I only see patients on a Monday. My professor asked me, you only on Monday you have a clinic. How do you intend to survive? Mangalore is about 20-30 doctors in your specialty. I said, sir, if you are the best, people will wait. But this guy, he said, no, I can't because Saturday I have to go back to Abu Dhabi. Please help me. Can you? So I made an adjustment yesterday morning. Of course, a little before Paul came, I think. It wasn't, no, before you came. This patient came to me. Large mass, but it is high time we document it also. Large mass, completely blocked. Then we have what is called a cold spatula test. Sounds fancy, but all that we do, take a tongue depressor, put it on the nose. If a nose is blocked, no air will go. So we documented it. Today, of course, our advanced technology, that's one thing about my boss in AJ, any high-end equipment, immediately will buy and give. So we did a color endoscopy, found a large mass completely blocking. What can you do? If you maybe apply a decongestant, the mass might shrink for a while. Anyhow, that I asked, because postgraduate we have trained them to, I asked them, what can you do? So this only option is to operate, no. So I said, yeah. Because I made the students outside, closed the door. I said, the patient is here with me. Something happened. Then I asked the student, please evaluate again. They did an endoscopy, they put a thing. The entire mass is shrunk. Completely. No drugs, no decongestant, no nothing. What did I do? The human body, please know, all of you are listening to me, you are only 10% conscious. 90% of you is the subconscious brain, a gigantic brain sitting in your own brain. We don't know what it does, but it has an extraordinary control on your own body. So I'm a certified master hypnotist and I hypnotize the patient. And under hypnosis, I said, I am giving you the liberty to control your own body. And right now, in front of me, you are shrinking that mass. Open it, clear it, open it. How long it took? 6 minutes. 8 minutes later, I brought him out of hypnosis. And then I heard doctor, ಈಗ ಶರೀರ ಗಾಳಿ ಹೋಗ್ತಾ ಉಂಟು ಎಂಥ ಜಾದು ನೀವು ಮಾಡಿದೆ ಅಲ್ಲ ನಿಮ್ಮ ನೀವಂತೂ ಅಲ್ಲ ಐ ಶುಡ್ ನಾಟ್ ಟಾಕ್ ಲೈಕ್ ದಟ್. ನೀವಂತೂ ಜೀಸಸ ಪ್ರಾಫೆಟ್ ಮೊಹಮ್ಮದ ಅಲ್ಲ ಅದು ದೇವರ ಎಂಥ ಶಕ್ತಿ ಇದೆಪ್ಪ. ನೋ ಐ ಆಮ್ ನಥಿಂಗ್. ಐ ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಲುಕ್ಡ್ ಅಟ್ ದ ಎಮರ್ಜಿಂಗ್ ಸೈನ್ಸ್ that the human subconscious brain has far greatly influence on you. I was in a hospital for some problem, and that girl said, "Sir, no proposal. I am an uncully at 21 years." When you talk like that, I also feel a little sad. It was many years back, many decades back. This professor said, "No, epiphyseal growth closure at 18 years. That's the end of it." But he broke that code, and I said, "I will apply it on to you too." This 21-year-old girl under hypnosis, I said, every day you are shooting up in height. In 3 months, 1.5 inch in height, she had grown. You see, what we earlier learned that after 18 years you can't grow. No. The science is yet to opening up in a major way. So many things are possible. So that's how it is. Something about studies. Yeah, studies. My Hindi teacher asked me, No, I will not believe what is, you are saying you have 100 out of 100 in physics and maths. How is that possible? You mean to say even a dot is not out of place? I said, sir, these are my marks. First year and second year, physics and maths, I had 100 out of 100. Why? 100 times each problem I had again and again mastered it, so that even a dot is not out of place. Isn't that required? That is absolutely required. Why? In medicine, if one dot is out of place, instead of writing 0.006 and you write 0.6, death will happen. A Boeing full of people are killed. I'm sorry to say, a Boeing full of people, how many? 300, 350 people are killed by doctors in America alone every year. They die. Why? Because these are called decimal deaths. Who spoiled that game? I'm sorry to say, even though I'm from that institution, extreme reputation and the elite college, Manipal spoiled the game. Manipal said, oh, you didn't get into medicine in government college. It's okay, you give us some money. Manipal, TMA by Tom said, take money in advance by wonderful, great man is no more. But you pay money, come and join medicine. No. Only if you are the very best should you get into medicine. I'm very clear. In Manipal, did you study also in Manipal? No, it's a paid college. No. Manipal has 6 seats for government students, and I happen to get one of them. At the time, if you're a Karnataka domicile, which was because of my long years in Karnataka, and we were the only 6. All the rest are paid. Eventually, did they rise to the very top? No, they didn't do that. All my classmates are, but only the very best should get into medicine, because you are dealing with lives. One wrong step, the death will happen. Now. About studies, at that time, with that backing, I came to Manipal. Certainly from PUC, it's an ocean of knowledge. It's a gigantic ocean of knowledge. And I was lost. In that regard, looking at my difficulty, and then through the years, as a faculty, I looked at why students do poorly. I'm going to say something which might not be palatable. In Mangalore, please listen carefully. Mangalore, there is a group of people where sometimes we say, oh my God, adu Batra Buddhiyappa. Enta sharp of the Batra Buddhi. It is not, please know very clearly, there is no bell curve. All of you have equal intelligence. What sets one from the other? Batra Buddhi, what is the, you look at dietary pattern. They are set apart by ghee. Ghee is brain food. I used to later realize, and I took it during my exam time. Please take a little bit of ghee or fish oil. This is brain food that will make you razor sharp, number 1. Number 2, you study everything today. By the exam time, it's all new. Why? You have not converted the short term to the long term memory. That happens in the hippocampal area of the brain, which is rich in only one thing again, zinc. So if you're deficient in zinc, however much you study, today you know everything. Tomorrow you try to recall, it's not there. So make sure a little amount of zinc goes in. Either take a zinc tablet or look at zinc rich food. And the third and last thing is your technique. In technique, we look at what did the ancients say, how to have long-term eidetic memory. My real role models are the mosque, they are called Moilas. My God, the way they recite the Quran, that's how it should be. The Quran, the Gita, the Testament, the various Vedas, you have to memorize it word to word, error-free. So let me see something that you have memorized 20, all this about 21, 22, I suppose, and you have memorized something. Now, let's see how you are able to recall properly something. A, B, C, D.
E, F, G, H.
No, you have to A, B, C, D.
A, B, C, D.
E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, P, Q, U, E, W, Z, Y, X. You, unless you see Z, Y, X, W, U, T, S, R, K, P, O, N, M, L, K, J, I, A, G, F, E, D, C, P, A. I took the trouble of memorizing it. Let me see, from nursery you used to memorize something, no? Jack and Jill went up or down? Jack and Jill went up the hill to fetch a pail of, but Jill came down and Jack came down tumbling after. No, when I try this with my patch, they are able to instantly recall. But now in my head and neck surgery is the last stage, and I take them to the first year, ask them some muscle, some nerve, some biochemistry, they are blank. I say, we passed, you passed. Now you should be able to recall now. Then what is the meaning of an exam? Because you have not memorized it. Or the new technique of learning which we have just formulated and now about to be online. If you memorize it, you can't forget it. That's how it, but today's education is absolutely do not, that's why Nalanda and Takshashila made India world class, because there you have to memorize it word to word. Today we say try to understand, try to listen, that's not the way. Anyhow, there's a newer emerging learning technique that of course takes an hour and a half program, and we will do that once. Once you do that, we were 4 students in Manipal. 3 of us day and night till 1 o'clock we were sitting and studying. Still we were average. We had one classmate, only 1 hour in the morning, 5 to 6. The rest of the day, the evening, movie, games, everything. First year to final year, he was a class topper. He came from an average background, Kannada medium, still he was a topper because he had stumbled onto the method of learning. Learning is an art. If you have mastered the art of learning, no door can stand in your way. So said Alvin Toffler, the author of a fantastic book. Please read this book by Toffler on future shock, third wave, power shift. Power shifts by not the barrel of a gun, unfortunately, but by knowledge. If you are really good, if you have mastered the art of learning, no door will stand in your way. You can rise to the very top. But in that rising to the very top, please understand one thing. I don't know how my mother got that idea. At 3rd standard, she said, do you know the true meaning of Christianity? I, that one word, cut it on the eye, cut it on the cross. Cut it on your eye, cut it, and let your ego die on the cross. If you are only humble, can you come up? You may have a whole lot of knowledge, everything, but if you are arrogant and headstrong, your journey will be limited. So, how does a hot air balloon go up? Not by what is outside, by what is inside. If you are humble, there is no limit to your growth. You may not come from anything, but I repeat again, if you are humble, respectful to your teachers, and 10% of your income, throw it to, not to the poor, poor are poor by choice. Today we have enough opportunities. Throw it to friends, well-wishers, neighbors, colleagues. Give it up. 90% of the money will be with you, and if you do that, there is no limit to your growth. Thank you very much. Wish you all the best.
Morning, we were having a discussion about chief